Is Friday, January 8th, 2021. It's the Westborough Design Review Board. And the Westborough, pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law and the Governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitation on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Design Review Board will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and/or parties with a right, and/or a requirement to attend this meeting can be found on the Town of Westborough's website at town.westborough.ma.us. For this meeting, members of the public who wish to watch this meeting may do so in the following manner. Members of the public wishing to participate from their remote location are encouraged to email their questions to planning@town.westborough.ma.us. Emails need to include your full name and address in the subject line in order to be read as part of the record. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. The meeting can be viewed on Verizon Channel 28 and Charter Channel 192 or live streamed online at westboroughTV.org. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we will post on the Town of Westborough's website an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. I never get tired of that. All right, so up we have 6 East Main Street. I think it's Chet, right? We're gonna talk about the mansard roof, the dormer, woodwork, windows, gutters, and siding, and chimney repair.
Yes, sir.
Chet, how are you today?
Good, and yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you. Take it away.
Awesome. So I spoke to the property owner after our previous meeting, and what we came up together is that we're gonna basically delete all the work that was gonna take place on the front of the building, because to do the project right, you have to take the whole facade off, redo the windows, and so forth. So the property owner wants to go about that in the second phase. So as of right now, we're no longer going to remove the signage and change the vertical siding to horizontal. And instead of that, in encasing that wood gutter, so to speak, on the front of the building, we're just gonna add a flashing up above it to stop the water from leaking into the facade, which is what I proposed in the supplement for your review board. Just to add a flashing above that, we'll call it between the first and second floor, the band that separates them. So the trim band just above the front facade, we'll just get a metal flashing that's basically not visible. We'll have to remove a course of siding to get underneath it and then flash it correctly, because that's where all the water is coming in between now and the second phase. So that's where we're at on the front. And I did put in the supplement that we're going to paint the PVC trim that we install around the dormers. And we're also going to remove that metal trim below the mansard shelf. So the freeze board will get replaced with new PVC trim, and that will get painted as well.
Kristen,
so that's where we're at.
Kristen, can you scroll down on this photo again, please? Show the roof area. There we are. Okay. So Chet, I'm sorry. So so essentially, we're not touching the bottom third front of this building, the storefront
No.
area.
So the storefront area is no longer going to be touched, because what I came up with when I met with the building owner is that, you know, he wants to go about it and do the whole thing, take care of it, but his funds aren't available, right, to do the whole thing in one shot. He's going to have to separate it into two separate phases. So phase one is going to be the areas that are leaking real bad. The dormers are leaking wicked bad. There's water infiltration everywhere. He just really needs to take care of the more important things. And then the storefront should be done the right way. I mean, I really don't want to, you know, half-ass it, for lack of a better term. You know, I think it should be done the right way.
We agree.
Yeah. So I think we don't touch it. You know, I told him, I said, look, we have to get a glass company in here to manufacture the proper size transoms that fit in that storefront. It'd be very similar to what's directly across the street from there, what they did. I believe, yeah, it's directly across the street, not across the West Main Street side, but across that short street there. It's directly next door. It's a pizza place.
Yeah, the arcade building.
Yeah, that one. So
okay, well,
I think what we're going to do in phase two is going to be almost exactly what they did there. You know, that you have to pour a concrete footing first, and then build the window transoms and frames on top of that. Okay. So, you know, he says he wants to get after that maybe the latter part of 2021. So maybe late summer, or maybe getting ready to do it, something similar at this time of the year next year in 2022. Okay. So yeah, so as of right now, we're just going to stick to leaving the store.
Okay. Well, we are very excited about that phase two, and certainly understand the cost. And so just to revamp or recount phase one, the all new roof, and you've shown us a black asphalt shingle.
Yep.
You're going to redo all the trim on all the dormers.
Correct.
You're going to replace the flashing at the bottom of the steep mansard roof area. Yep. And you're going to keep that trim ledge just above the storefront area and replace the flashing up there to keep the water out.
Yeah, we're going to do a flashing directly above that small trim band, and basically flash it, because the water, there's nothing up there. It's just bare wood. So anytime it rains, the water comes down the siding and just comes, right where that arrow is. It just comes right in there, pours in.
Gotcha.
Down behind that vertical siding, down behind the storefront, you know, into that faux brick, which is like a facade. I mean, it's more of a veneer than anything.
Sure.
When you go into the basement of that place, you can still see the original windows are in there somewhere, which is the weirdest thing. You can see them from the basement if you look in the basement out. Huh. So somebody just built a whole, you know, facade right on the front of that building.
Wow.
To cover it up. You know, so phase two would be more or less pulling the whole thing apart to fix it, because I tried to explain to him, if we go and set up a scaffolding and do all that crazy stuff, and we're going to have to put a scaffold now, but in order to do it the right way, it would be doing work twice to do a small area instead of just doing the whole thing. It would end up costing them just way too much money to do it half twice instead of the whole thing at once.
Sure. All right. And from a siding standpoint, again, I'm sorry. So we're just going to clean up the siding that's there?
Not at all. We're just basically going to leave the siding there. I'm going to put a new shutter on, or replace the shutter that was missing on that front. So that vertical, everything in the facade is going to stay there. We're just going to counter flash where that red arrow is.
Okay.
We're not going to really take any of the siding off. I just have to lift it up to get my metal behind it, and then it's going to stay there. Just re-nail it.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions? Cindy, you want to start with you? Anything you want to ask?
No, I think that sounds like a really good plan. If we could also encourage him maybe to look into one of the small business grant assistance loans that are available for small business owners, they specifically say that for the second phase I'm speaking of, they specifically say that they can assist with facade and sign improvements, and that might be a good source for the owner to look into for the second phase.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
Otherwise, I think this is a good beginning.
Yep, for sure.
Yep. Todd, you're online here, right?
Yep. No, I agree with Cindy, and yeah, definitely you can check in, Chet, if the owner wants to. This EDC has some grants that Cindy's speaking about that you can apply for.
Okay, so EDC grant. I'll write that down right now.
The Economic Development Committee.
Yep.
The information's all on the town website.
Heather, how about you? You got comments?
Who, me? Sorry.
We got Hazel there too.
Yeah.
Okay, Hazel, why don't you go?
Okay. My only comment is that I'd like to put into our approval some sort of timing so that I'd like to, make sure they come back to us 6 months with, tell us what's going on, or 8 months or something, just so that we don't lose track of this project.
So you're saying the storefront area, you just want some sort of update on that? All right. I'm sure we could ask that. I'm not sure we can demand that. I don't know. Is Jim available to us?
I am. I don't know if you can put a timeline on the remodel without the owners letting you know what his plan is. The one thing I would ask that you do is when you vote on this, you list the items that are in phase one, as shown on the plans with the name and the date of the plan, and that the remaining items are to be taken up during the second phase when a building permit is applied for the items in the second phase. One other thing for Chet, the grant program that the members have been talking about is administered through the building department. So the building commissioner, he can help you get going on that application for the grant for your client if he chooses to do that. It's not a long process. It's $2,500 in the first phase. That could be more depending on what the committee decides, but if I were you, I'd look into that.
Yeah, okay.
But again, to the board, just make sure you separate out the items in phase one that are going to be completed and the items which remain for phase two. Okay. And one other thing, I'm going to have to leave this meeting at 9 o'clock because I have a department heads meeting at 9. So if I just drop off, I don't want you to think I was not interested. I just had to go somewhere else.
Good. All right. Good to see you, Jim.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Heather, you're still with us, right?
Yes, I'm here. I agree. Just do it right the first time. So just, I guess we'll focus on phase one, and then delay phase two is fine with me as well.
Chet, I have one other question. So the chimney is in phase one.
Yep, the chimney will be part of phase one. That'll have to be part of the roof because it's going to have to get dealt with along with the roof flashing at the same time. We wouldn't want to do the roof and then not address the chimney.
Sure. And what was your plan on that again, just so I'm clear?
So we're going to repair that chimney with the bricks that are there. So I believe it's going to end up being, we're going to take 4 or 5 courses off the top and clean the brick back up and mortar the same brick back in. And as discussed previously, if those bricks or some of those bricks are too far gone, we're just going to reinstall a new red brick.
Okay. All right. So just to run down the components of phase one, it is the chimney work, the new roof, the dormer replacement of all the trim,
correct,
the painting of the dormer, And then you've got the flashing at the bottom of the mansard roof, and then the flashing at the storefront cap.
Yes.
What else?
And windows.
Yeah, so all windows on the second floor up are being replaced?
No, it's only 4 windows. So it's those 2
Okay.
double windows that are on the second and third floor. They're down some more. Not there.
Right there?
No, right there.
Yeah, okay, all right, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So those 2, not all of them.
Yep. Just 2 doubles. So, yep.
Okay.
So it'll be 4 windows total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, separated by that middle.
And I trust you'll fix that trim on the second floor, that wood in between?
Yeah,
there?
the center of that will be new PVC there,
Okay.
painted.
Okay.
And
Right.
then there's also the missing black shutter on the front.
Yep, that's in there too.
And the gutter on the front, I mean, he's going to do something there.
Not the gutter on the front, but the gutter around the mansard. So just below the mansard, you can see it here in this picture. The gutter just below those mansard windows, below the dormers. So all the way around, that gutter has to be changed with the roof.
Okay. All right, any other questions for Chet, discussion?
One question, Chet. What's the
Sure.
what's the integrity of the windows you're leaving in place? They're not leaking? Those windows are not leaking?
These particular 4 windows are, these 4 windows are leaking and they are problematic. These particular ones. The remainder of the windows around the building, they're not in horrible condition. I do believe that the owner plans to do something with all the windows in the building at some point, maybe even a phase 3. Not sure. I did tell him that these windows could use some changing. However, we're just addressing the ones that are immediately problematic.
Thank you.
Would anyone like to make a motion?
No.
I guess I'll make a motion. I make a motion that we approve Phase 1 work to 6 East Main Street as outlined on this document. Kristen, is there a name at the top and dates and stuff like that we can refer to? Or give it a name. We have 7 sheets, and maybe we should date this today's date, January 7th, 2021. Phase 1 renovation to 6 East Main Street by Altitude Roofing and Remodeling. The renovation is to include replacing and painting of all trim at all the dormers on our 3rd floor, I think it is. Replace the roof with the supplied, I think we have a spec on the roofing someplace. Is that roofing spec someplace, Chet, identified?
As far as what part of it? The material itself?
Yeah, the material and the color and the name. There it is.
Yeah, those are all in there. They're in the sheet. There's a cut
Okay.
sheet that shows 2 different types of material that we're going to use. So the top is a architectural shingle, and the mansard itself is the Atlas
Okay.
Stormmaster slate. Stormmaster slate.
Okay, so the sample roofing 12 identified will be on the upper roof, and the roof sample identified as roofing 19 will be on the mansard roof. We're going to replace the flashing at the bottom of the mansard roof, We're going to replace the flashing above the storefront cornice and replace 4 windows as identified in this document. What am I missing?
I think we got everything there.
Okay,
Guttering.
Chimney. We're gonna repair chimney with existing brick to the best of the contractor's ability. Jim? Somebody?
Shutter.
And
Yeah, the shutter.
replace the missing shutter.
And gutter, did you put gutter in?
We're gonna repair the gutter, the existing gutter at the mansard roof line. And contractor, I guess, contractor will update board on progression into phase 2 when possible.
Yep.
Jim, did I leave anything out, you think?
Did you mention the gutter?
I did, yeah. Repair existing gutter.
Okay, and I had to step away. Did you have a date and title for the?
We gave it one. Renovation at 6 East Main Street.
Actually, Michael, would it be okay if we use the date that's on this actual plan that he submitted? So that I
Absolutely.
can match that up if we have to reference it in the future?
Please. Yep.
Okay.
And Kristen, you'll have to handwrite the title of the plan.
Okay.
All right. Anybody want to second that motion?
Second.
Hazel seconds it. All in favor? Will Heather,
Aye.
Todd,
Aye.
Hazel, and
Yeah.
myself. Yay. Okay.
Let that Cindy.
Cindy,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Cindy, there you are. Excellent. All right. Chet, good luck with your project. Look into those loans.
I will. And now, just out of curiosity, I know that he had said 2,500. So is it possible to increase the limits? I mean, it's not meant to cover the entire second phase, right? It's just a supplement.
Yes, I imagine so.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to explain it to the property owner correctly. I don't want to tell him the wrong information.
Yeah, it's intended as an assistance, not as
Okay.
an entire project funding.
Uh-huh.
He could apply probably more than once on the same project to do separate work. But please speak with Fred Leonardo, the building commissioner, about that.
Okay. Sounds good. Now, I do believe that I still need to get in touch with the DPW for all that street work, and I'll be doing that soon. And we should be getting started on this project within, I'd say, the next 90 days. So we're not quite ready, you know, of course it's winter now, but within about 90 days, we'll be there.
Very good. Excellent. Well, we look forward to seeing you there and seeing it completed.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Very much appreciated for your time.
Welcome, Chet. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye now.
All right. Do we have any other business, Kristen?
No, just to adjourn, I believe.
All right. Jim, welcome back. How's the knee?
Thank you, guys. It's slow, so doing the best I can. It'll be a month or two before I'm normal again.
All right.
And longer than that before my knee is totally normal. So I'm working from home part-time, doing the best I can to catch up. But I'm available. Send me an email, call me if you have any questions.
Will do. Slow and steady wins the race. All right.
Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you. I make a motion that we adjourn today.
Second.
Motion? All in favor? Aye.
Bye.
Right.
Aye.
Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you.